Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the fabulous first episode of the Fandom Show. As you probably guessed by those flashy graphics you saw in the intro, this is a show that is all about fandoms. Why we love them, why we love to hate them, what makes them cool, what can make them even better, and everything else in between. We're going to be hitting all the major known fandoms and some lesser known fandoms, so just about anything that can exist as a fandom will probably get featured at some point or another, depending on how long I feel like doing this show. So that's a basic overview of the show. You're probably wondering, well, who the heck am I? My name is Steve Sandoz. I'm 37 years old. I'm part American, part Canadian, and 100% geek. I've been involved in fandoms basically from the time that I was 5 years old when I got my first Ghostbusters toys. I wish I still had them. I do not. But basically ever since, I have loved collecting. I have loved buying toys. I have loved buying games. Basically anything nerdy you can think of, I've probably done it at one time or another. That is never going to change. I am who I am, and it's me is me. As you can see, I'm surrounded by objects from some of my personal favorite fandoms. We're going to be diving into most of these on our first set of episodes. As you can see, I have Star Wars, Star Trek, Ghostbusters. I've got an Avengers thing behind me. That's kind of tough to see. I also have Batman coming as a featured fandom, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff which I am really excited about. The cool thing about this show, as I mentioned earlier, there's so many fandoms, we're never going to run out of material. That's great. If there's a certain fandom you'd like to see on this show, let me know in the comments and I will do my very best. Now, I am not an expert about every single fandom, but for those that I don't know that well, I will bring in an expert to make sure that I don't make a complete fool of myself. We're going to be split into seasons. I haven't decided yet how many episodes are going to be in each quote-unquote season. I say that because I can make them whatever I want to. But I'm hoping to get a handle on that very soon. I've never really done a YouTube show before, so this is kind of a first-time experiment. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too, and we will see where this goes. Got to admit, I got a bit of a heavy heart tonight. I'm recording this on November the 12th, 2018, and it was reported earlier tonight that Stan Lee died. And of course, if you know your fandoms, you know who Stan Lee is. He was an absolute legend in the Marvel world. Just an amazing human being, totally awesome guy. So definitely feeling it a little bit tonight. But hey, if I can live to be 95 and as awesome as Stan Lee was, I think I'll be doing pretty well out of life. So where do we go from here? Well, next week, we're going to launch our first official episode dedicated to a single fandom, that is, and we're going to be featuring Star Wars, because that's one of my personal favorite fandoms, and it's also because I think that Star Wars was really the fandom that kind of launched fandoms into the mainstream. I mean, sure, they had existed before Star Wars, but they were a little more niche-y. They weren't quite as big in the pop culture pantheon as they are now. Now, I hear the fanboys already. What about Star Trek? Yes, okay, I'm a Trekker myself, I understand. Having said that, Star Trek is awesome, but I still believe that Star Wars was the fandom that really kind of put fandoms on the map and brought them into the mainstream of not only American culture, but culture around the world. So we're going to do, Star Wars episodes, we're going to do Star Trek episodes, we're going to look into these issues in more detail. But we're going to start with Star Wars because it's my personal favorite fandom, and also because it's just awesome. It's Star Wars. I mean, come on. So that's where we're going. I hope that you guys have as much fun watching this show as I have doing it. And we will get everything kicked off next week when The Force Awakens. And we launch it with our Star Wars episode. I hope to see you then. Oh, and one more thing before I forget. Obviously, most of these fandoms are big, like really, really big. So I'm going to be doing multiple episodes on a lot of these fandoms. We're going to have more than one Star Wars episode, more than one Star Trek episode, more than one Marvel episode. I'm doing separate episodes for The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, etc., etc. I'm also going to be doing some special episodes for various other things that might be going on. So for example, when Star Wars Episode 9 comes out next year, I'm going to be doing a special episode where I'm going to do a video review on that movie. And as I said, as other special things come up, we'll tackle those in other episodes as well. I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm not going to be able to cover absolutely everything about these fandoms, but what I will be covering is going to be really, really cool. And I do hope that you guys join me for what I hope to be a really fun ride. We'll see you next week.